Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha. Param Yat Samudrasya Himadreschaiva Dakshinam Varsham Tad Bharatam Nama Bharati Yatra Santatihi. Welcome to all for this session on Skanda Purana to chapter 3 of Kaumarika Khanda under the Maheshwara Khanda. In the previous chapter, we have seen sage Narada once in the Satyaloka in front of Pitamaha Brahma. He heard the story what people have told regarding sage Pratyayana and his meeting with sage Saraswata, who went on to explain that charity is the biggest among all the dharmas because all other thing one is supposed to do it with their own capabilities, whereas the charity is something where people who do anything and everything to earn the wealth and to give that wealth and as a charity, as a gift, is the biggest thing what a person can do. And finally, even Pitamaha Brahma also accepted and endorsed it, saying that charity to a right person at a right place at a right time is always the biggest among all the noble acts. Suta then continued the story. Narada said, thus, Narada is actually narrating the story. Thus I wandered, O excellent one, among warriors. I, Narada, went on visiting different holy places on the earth. While I wandered over the whole of the earth, I reached the hermitage of Brighu. Narada is wandering here because he cannot do any donations, he cannot do any charity. So instead, he wanted to find a place where he can settle the Brahmins. Brahmanas. It is here, remember, whenever I say Brahmana, it doesn't refer to the caste of Brahmana, it refers to the Brahmanas who are well versed in knowledge, who are always involved in the great holy acts. So it actually refers to those people as Brahmanas and not just simply being born in the caste of Brahmanas. While I wandered over the whole of the earth, I reached the hermitage of Brighu. It is here that the highly meritorious river Reva, which is basically the river Narmada in the mid of Bharata that flows. It is the most excellent river. By remembering it once, one obtains excellent happiness lasting for a period of 7 kalpas. It is auspicious and comprises within it all the tirthas. If it is glorified, it sanctifies him, the glorifier, more particularly so. If one has the glimpse of it by paying a visit, if one takes bath in it, O son of Pritha, Narada is explaining it to Arjuna. That being is liberated from sins, just as the Pingala Nadi, a tubular vessel of the body, is established in the middle of the body. So also this river Narmada is established in the middle of entire universe. It's basically in the middle of the Bharata. It is glorified as such. There is on Reva a Tirtha named Tirtha, which is destructive of sins. Later in the same Skanda Purana, there is a whole section dedicated to this river Narmada known as Reva Khanda. If one takes bath therein, even the sin of Brahmana slaughter is destroyed. Near it, on the northern bank of Reva, that is Narmada, is the hermitage of Brighu. It was full of many kinds of trees, and it was rendered splendid by creepers and hedges. There were different kinds of flowers and fruits. The region was beautified with plantain trees. There were many beasts of prey. It reverberated with the sounds of birds. It was rich in the splendor of fragrant flowers and resounded with the characteristic cries of peacocks spread everywhere. Bees forsook everything and lay concealed, humming in the same way as a devotee forsakes the world and lies at the feet of Hara. Cuckoos caused reverberation all round with their sweet cooing sound, just as Brahmanas pacify sages afraid of the worldly existence through nectar like narration of stories. with their fruits, flowers, leaves, shades, and logs, that is, pieces of branches. The trees delighted everyone like people who perform holy rites of Hara. Birds fond of their young chirp, Putra, Putra, O son, like Shiva devotees fond of Shiva, ever repeating the words Shiva, Shiva, etc. Such was the penance grove and environment of the hermitage of that sage. It was adorned all round by Brahmanas, knowing the three Vedas are the branches of learning. The cardinal points were filled with the loud chanting sounds of Rik, Yajur, and Samavedas, just as the three worlds were filled with the sounds of his prayers by a resolute devotee of Rudra. O son of Pritha, I reached that place where the excellent sage Brighu of the greatest and the most virtuous soul was seated. The refulgence of his penance illuminated the whole place. I was both distressed and delighted on seeing me arrive at the place. All those Brahmanas with Brighu as their leader stood up in great reverence. They welcomed me and accompanied by Brighu offered me argha, etc., and permitted by me those prominent sages took their respective seats. After realizing that I had taken sufficient rest, Brighu asked me, "Where have you to go, O excellent sage? Why have you come here? Clearly specify the reason and purpose of your arrival." Thereupon, O son of Pritha, anxious that I was, I spoke to Brighu. Let it be heard, I shall tell the purpose for which I came here. The entire ocean girt earth has been roamed over by me for the sake of giving land grants to Brahmanas, so as to settle the Brahmanas in a Agrahara. I am seeking at every step beautiful and pleasing pieces of land, holy and devoid of defects, connected with holy tirthas as well, but I do not see anything at all. When Brighu said, "O sinless one, I too had wandered before, the entire ocean girt earth had been seen then by me. My intention had been to find a suitable place for settling the Brahmanas. There is a splendid holy river called Mahi. It consists of all tirthas. It is identical with all tirthas. It is divine and charming, gentle and destructive of all great sins. There is no doubt about it, but the earth itself is present there in the form of the river. This river it originates from the current day Madhya Pradesh and then flow towards west. And after some time, it takes a slightly northwestern direction and enters into Rajasthan and then turns southwest towards Gujarat and flow by the side of Vadodara. And finally, it reaches the sea way there near in the Gulf of Khambat. It is known as it's a place where there is a confluence between Mahi River and the ocean. And the more things about Mahi Sagara Sangama will be told in the same chapter. It is divine and charming, gentle and destructive of all great sins. There is no doubt about it that the earth itself is present there in the form of the river. Whatever holy spots and sacred bathing places there are both visible and invisible. All of them reside in the waters of that river Mahi, O Narada, where that great river of sacred waters join the ocean. As O celestial sage, there has arisen a holy tirtha called Mahi Sagara Sangama, the confluence of Mahi and sea, which is somewhere near the Gulf of Khambat. There is a tirtha there named Stambha. It is well known to the three worlds. There is a temple called as Stambheshwara in the place, which is also famous as disappearing temple of Gujarat. The learned men who take bath there became rid of all sins. They never approach Yama. Formerly, when I went to take my holy bath there, a wonderful thing was observed by me. That miracle I shall describe in detail. O sage, listen to that great and wonderful thing. When I went to the meeting place of Mahi and Sagara for bathing, I saw a leading sage seated on its bank, brilliant like fire. He was very tall and old, only the skeleton remained, but he was adorned with glory of penance. Raising his hands, he was crying repeatedly. On seeing him grieving, I too became distressed. This is the characteristic of good people that on seeing miserable people, they too become miserable 100 times more. So I too started crying. Non-violence, truthfulness, and non-stealing, these are rare in spite of Manushya. They are the state of being a man. When I approached him and asked, "Why do you cry, O sage? What is the cause of your grief? Even if it is a great secret, tell me it, as my desire to know it is intense." Thereupon the sage told me, "O Brighu, I am unfortunate, hence I cry. Do not ask me what person will speak about his misfortune." I was struck with wonder and I said to him once again, "Rare indeed is the birth in the land of Bharata, where to Manushyatva, that means birth as human species, is still more so. Even if such birth as a man is acquired, it is rare to be born as Brahmana. Where to the state of being a sage is very rare. A sagehood, its acquirement of power of penance is still more rare. After having obtained all these five, why do you cry, O sage? In this connection, my wonder is great. Even as I was asking thus, a sage named Subhadra came there. He had understood the greatness of this Tirtha Mahi Sagara Sangama, though he had left Meru and built his hermitage here in that Sangama Kshetra. The sage used to worship Stambheshwara always. Like me, he too asked the sage the cause of lamentation. Then that sage performed the rite of Achamana, that is ceremonial sipping of water, and said, "O sages, let the cause of my grief be heard. I am sage named Devasharma. I have restrained my tongue, my speech, and mind. I have my own abode there wherein I used to stay in the spot where Ganga meets the ocean. This place where Ganga meets the ocean today lies in an area in a different country called as Bangladesh, which was earlier part of the great India, great Bharata. I used to perform the tarpana rite during the new moon days for the mains. At the end of Shraddha, they used to manifest directly to me and offer benediction. Once the delighted Pitru said to me, "O Deva Sharma, we are always coming here near you, but never do you come to our abode. Why so, O dear son?" I was desirous of seeing their abode, but I was unable to convey this to them. Then, after saying, "Let it be," I went along with the mains to the sacred mansion of the mains, which was on the level with Kaumaloka, that is the world of Mars. I stayed in various places and saw in front of me some praiseworthy people, very difficult to be seen on account of the halo of brilliant splendor. So I asked my own mains, "Oh, who were these coming? Why they are much contented and duly worshipped. They are extremely joyous. You are not like those people." Then my Pitru said, Welfare unto you, they are the meritorious Pitras of great sage Subhadra. They have been propitiated with a tarpana rite with gingerly seeds and water by that sage Subhadra at the place where Mahi meets the ocean. It is the place where the holy river Mahi, which comprises all the tirthas, merges with the ocean. There, during the darsha, that is a new moon day, Subhadra performs the tarpana rite of those persons who dear son. On hearing their words, I became much ashamed. I was struck with wonder. After bowing down to those pillars of me or mains, I returned to my own abode. I thought thus, I will go there surely, where the river Mahi joins the ocean, which is well known as Mahi Sagara Sangama. I will make my hermitage there and perform the rite of Tapana to my Pitras on every new moon day in the same manner as this Subhadraka of praiseworthy name. Of what avail is that sinner, the destroyer of his own family, if in spite of his being alive, his Pitras desire for other things? After thinking thus, I joyously said to Ruchi, my wife, O Ruchi, accompanied by you, I will go to Mahi Sagara Sangama and will stay there alone. Be disposed to come quickly. You are chaste, pure, and of noble birth. You are famous too. Hence, O splendid lady, it behoves you to do according to what has been thought of by me. Then Ruchi said, O sinner, I have been well nigh killed by you. O pillar in a cremation ground, I would rather that he was not born. He, the wicked fellow by whom I have been given to you in marriage, she is referring to her father who had given her in marriage to this Brahmana. Enough of you, even with a diet of bulbos, roots, and fruits, your stomach is not filled. You wish to take me there where only salt water is always obtained, because it is the Sangama between Mahi river and the ocean, so only salt water is always obtained. You alone go there, let your ancestors be delighted. O old man, you may go or stay like a crow for a long time. When she said thus, I closed my ears. I ordered my disciple Vipula to look after my house and came here alone. I take my holy bath here and perform the Tarpana rite to the Peters with great reverence. I am now worried much like a sinner in hell. If I continue to stay here, I will only be Ardhadehadhara, that is, having only half of the body. A man without his wife is known as Ardhadeha, half bodied, just as without Atman, that is oneself, nothing can take place in the body. So also one without wife is not eligible for performing holy rites. A man who is very fondly attached to the bodies and wives is a brute. Only the fruit is to be reaped from these two. There is nothing essential or substantial in them. A half bodied man is considered not worthy of being touched by good people. Uttama, the son of Uttanapada, was made Asprishya, not worthy of being touched by Suras. If I go there, there is no Mahisagara there. How can I even go? My feet do not move at all. In this dilemma of ignorance, my wounded mind is extremely distressed. Hence, I have lost much of my sense. I feel extremely sorry and lament and cry. On hearing his words full of emotion, Subhadra and I means the Brighu said, Good, good. prostrated in front of Mahi Sagara Sangama because of its greatness, as told by that Brahmana. Both of us thought of the remedy on behalf of the sage. After attaining human birth, which is as transient as a water bubble, one should work for others. He alone is a genuine Purusha or a man. Others are Purishikas, means of faces. Thereupon Subhadra thought well and said to the excellent sage, O sage, do not be distressed or dejected. O Deva Sharma, be steady. I shall dispel your grief like the sun dispelling the darkness. I shall go to my hermitage. You will not be laughed at by anyone here. Listen to the cause thereof. I shall perform the tarpana to your pitras on your behalf in this Mahi Sagara Sangama. But then Deva Sharma said, May your life be 100 years since you speak thus. On my behalf and for my sake, you wish to perform a great task which is well nigh impossible. In the place of delight, sorrow affects me again. Listen, good people, do not take an auspicious statement in vain. O sage, how can I make you do this great rite in vain? Say, I shall say something whereby I can have expiation. You are adjured by my vital airs. Do as I suggest. I shall always perform Shraddha on the Darsha day with your Pitras in view. I shall perform it in the meeting place of Ganga and the ocean where the ashrama of Devashrama is there. I shall perform it in the meeting place of Ganga and ocean. Here you perform the same rite for my Pitras. I shall give you a fourth part of the penance accumulated by me in the course of this birth. Do it in this manner alone. Subhadra then said, If you are satisfied in this way, let it be so. O great sage, everything should be done by a person who knows in a manner whereby good people are delighted. Brighu then said, Deva Sharma became delighted thereby. He offered a fourth of his merit, repeating the offer thrice in words. He went away to his place. Subhadra remained there. O Narada, Mahi Sagara Sangama is of this nature. On remembering it, I experience a great thrill even now. Narada then said, I heard this, O Phalguna or Arjuna, like a dead man obtaining nectar. I said with words choked you to delight to Brighu. Excellent, excellent. You and we shall go to the extremely splendid banks of Mahi. We shall look over the entire place, the excellent region. On hearing my words, Brighu went along with me. The whole of the excessively meritorious bank of Mahi was seen. On seeing it, I became excessively delighted with hair standing up all over the body. I spoke to the tiger that is eminent among sages, tiger among the sages, with words choked with delight. O Brighu, thanks to your grace, I shall make this abode very excellent. O Brahmana, may you be pleased to go to your abode. I shall think about what should be done. After bidding adieu to Brighu, thus I sat on the banks of that river, which had ripples and waves, producing a tumultuous sound with great enthusiasm. Just as a yogi meditates on the Atman, I thought about my subsequent duties. Thus ended chapter 3 of Kaumarika Khanda in the Maheshwara Khanda of Skanda Purana, where the speciality of the confluence of Mahi river with the ocean is being explained and performing, and also regarding the greatness of performing the Pitrakarya in this confluence. Please note that this confluence exists in the Gulf of Khambat near Gujarat. Namaste Sharada Devi Kashmir Puravasini Vamaham Prarthaye Nityam Vidya Danancha Dehime. Goodbye.